Hi, hello, welcome back. And if you are new here, welcome. So today I thought maybe we should go over what's been happening today specifically, because I'm still shocked by the news. I feel like a lot of us are. It's kind of like a bomb dropping us today of all days, but like we were all kind of waiting for Halloween. Okay, who else? I know that CJ Faison was mentioning he was interested. I mean it was pretty obvious already, but Alton Castee, Matt Rife, I know they were interested. And who else? Selena Spooky Boo had mentioned that they were interested, and then just a few days ago, Jason Hawes had even put up a GoFundMe to try and raise money to be able to purchase the Conjuring house on behalf of Andrea Perrin. I mean, I think a lot of us saw the video, the kind of heartbreaking video that she put out there, kind of a plea for help, but as you can see, this is the live stream that I'm talking about. This happened today, and basically in the live stream, Jason Hawes and JB kind of talk about the news that they got today, where the Conjuring house is no longer going up for auction. It is not. And I did want to go over like the website, the JJ Manning website, where the auction was actually like shown on display, and then also like a news article to kind of see, is there anything else that we can kind of look into at least, right? Because there's a lot of questions, not that many answers right now, but I said, hey, let's just go through a few things. But yeah, in the live stream, he did mention the Conjuring house. There is no longer an auction that's going to be had on Halloween. So to show you guys, this is the JJ Manning Auctioneers website. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys this when I found out that the Conjuring house was going to go up for auction. I'm pretty sure. But this is the JJ Manning Auctioneers website. We scroll down, canceled the Conjuring house. It's not going up for auction anymore. And you scroll down, and then this is kind of all new information right here. So canceled a mortgagee's foreclosure auction of the property known as the Conjuring house, located at 1677 Road Top Road, Burrillville, Rhode Island, was scheduled to take place on October 31st, 2025, which we knew. That foreclosure auction has been canceled. On October 8th, 2025, the mortgagee, Needham Bank, concluded a sale of the underlying mortgage loan and no longer has an interest in the Conjuring house property. And that is something they were kind of talking about in the live stream, where like just some, I guess, conclusions, assumptions, just thoughts of what's going on. What does it mean? And a lot of the things that were said in the live stream were kind of like, it really does seem that someone basically paid off whatever was any unpaid dues from the house, maybe the mortgage and things like that. That's why I was going for foreclosure auction, because it hadn't been paid. This is kind of what I wrote down when I was watching the live stream. But it seems someone paid the mortgage that was overdue to the bank and most likely had some type of agreement with Jacqueline Nunez to then buy the property and house from her since it was no longer foreclosed. That's what it seems like, right? But nothing has been confirmed yet. A lot of people, everybody's really trying to confirm, but there's nothing out there yet. And then, like I said, I did want us to see a news article. This is kind of like the main one that I like to look at, WPRI, especially when it has to do with Rhode Island. But as we can see, Halloween auction for the Conjuring house canceled. That was today, posted today. The auction for the Burrillville farmhouse, made famous by the blockbuster The Conjuring, has been canceled. Target 12 has learned an unknown individual or entity bought the note and mortgage from the bank ahead of the auction, which was scheduled for Halloween. The online listing for the Road Top Road home now states that the mortgagee, Needham Bank, concluded a sale of the underlying mortgage loan earlier this month and no longer has interest in the Conjuring house property. Keep in mind, if it says earlier this month, that means October, right? The month has just started, so that means that just happened within these past few days. Justin Manning, president of JJ Manning Auctioneers, told Target 12 potential buyers from across the globe have inquired about buying the property since it was announced last month that the current owner, Jacqueline Nunez, had defaulted on the mortgage. So, I mean, that's something that we kind of also knew, where there were quite a few people that were interested. I think even Zach Baggins had even shown somewhat of an interest, but I mean, who knows who owns it right now. Manning said buying the note and mortgage from the bank is a way that an interested party can claim the property, either by asking Nunez to sign over the deed in lieu of foreclosure or through the auction process. So to me, that kind of reads that they do have to have some type of agreement. They have to talk to Jacqueline Nunez first, right? Because if you, hypothetically, if you did not speak to Jacqueline Nunez and you went to just pay it off and then just hope that she would, like, no, it would make more sense to come into agreement with her. Hey, whatever's owed, I'll pay it off, but I want to buy the property. You know, I'll pay that off and then I'll buy the property from you so it doesn't go for foreclosure. Like I feel like there had to be some type of agreement. In order to get the property, the buyer would still have to continue on just like the bank would and complete and conduct the foreclosure auction to either sell it to somebody or take it back through their own credit bid. Manning told Target 12 last week. The historic farmhouse, which dates back to 1736 and is notoriously known as a hotbed for that's a stretch. For paranormal activity, has been in the spotlight for more than a year because of conflicts involving Nunez. We all kind of know that, you know, what happened after the Conjuring house, the Facebook posts, everything, police, all that type of stuff. That there was a lot going on. Nunez, a self-described medium who bought the property for $1.5 million 3 years ago, transformed the house into a tourist attraction by allowing paranormal enthusiasts to visit the property and attempt to make contact with the spirits who live there. And then I'm not going to go back into it, but it basically, the article continues talking about the stealing money, people being fired, John Arnold, you know, who supposedly told her about the theft in her mind. I know Elton also was interested. I don't think he's the one that got it. And I do want to show something that regards to that, because I feel like in the live chat there were a lot of speculation saying that what if it was Elton Castell, what if it was Matt Rife, but he did post something literally while the live was still going. Announced tonight that Exploring with Josh will be joining Matt Rife and I as partners to bid on the Conjuring house on Halloween. ... But that's not happening anymore. Sad face. So just because of that alone, I was like, I feel like we can write off that Elton Castell did something like this. And like, to be fair, everything that's been going on with the Warren Occult Museum, like, I don't think he would be doing something like that. Like, he's publicly said multiple times he's very interested. I don't think after all the conflict that's been going on, I wouldn't say a lot, but just with like everything that transpired within the last few days, I don't think he would do something like privately like this, knowing the reputation that would be had once it became public. I truly doubt that. Elton Castell genuinely seems like a nice dude, you know, he's very passionate. Maybe I don't agree with his investigation methods, but hey, we're all different. We all have different points of views, and that's fine. We all have different opinions, different ways to investigate, things like that. But to be honest, and me personally, my opinion, I feel like he's a genuine person. I truly don't think he would have gone behind everyone's back, you know, tried to acquire the property behind closed doors. And I'm pretty damn sure he even tried to buy it before it went on foreclosure, like publicly stating all these different things. So I truly doubt that, especially because they just bought the Warren Occult Museum and they're trying to get more people to come in. You know, they're trying to build up that reputation again, so more people are interested in coming. To do something this big, you know, people are going to be upset about that, you know, like look at the live chat in Jason Hall's. A lot of people were truly upset, and they want to know who did it, who purchased the property, or what is going on, you know. And that's something they kept mentioning in the live stream, where they said, hey, we don't know what's going on. This is pure speculation, but it does seem that someone basically bought the banknote. There's a lot of speculation. Like I said in the live chat, a lot of people were kind of questioning, was it Elton Castell? Was it Matt Rife? I also heard like Zach Bagans. I'm not sure, honestly. Like I said, I think we're just gonna have to wait it out, kind of see who bought it. At least me personally, and I had said this in one of the podcast episodes where I said, if the Conjuring house ever opened its doors, and I said this like a month ago, if it ever opened its doors again, I feel like I would be interested checking it out for myself. You know, I know there's a lot of like, it's not haunted, it is, or what if it's the property, the history, things like that. But I think the experience alone is something that I would be interested in. You know, you see all these YouTube videos, all these paranormal investigators going, some getting some evidence, some not getting anything. So you know what I mean, to be able to put yourself in their shoes and like see what you see what you hear, things like that. But like that is wild. Did I expect that today on a Wednesday? I did not. So please let me know your thoughts. Do you guys think it's someone from the paranormal field that we know? Possibly on YouTube. Maybe they're a paranormal investigator. I feel like it can't be. That we really don't know. We're not going to know until they finally say something and speak up, you know? But yeah, Conjuring House is no longer going for auction.
I'm a journey away from home.